We got one from Hogan, brother. Hogan, thank you for, first of all, thank you for sending the email. Secondly, I like your subject matter here. So Hogan wants to talk about Bronny not playing in road G League games, which you and I both think is lame. Hogan writes, by forcing Bronny into the league and now saying when he'll play in the G League, is Bron ruining Bronny's chances at actually developing? Do you see Bronny getting a second contract once his dad is done, or was it all to keep LeBron a Laker? Hogan, I'd like to respond to that part of the question first. It was all to keep his dad a Laker, for sure. I believe it was part of probably contract negotiations because, remember, Bron re-upped with the Lakers, and I'm sure it was take care of my son when it's time, and they did. But my issue here, there will be no second contract once his dad is gone, unless LeBron continues to play forever and ever, which is a possibility. But, look, I think it was a great – and I said this at the time – it was a great moment as a dad watching LeBron and Bronny checking in the game together on opening night was really cool. It was. I thought I was going to make fun of it. It would be corny.
It was cool to see.
Why is this guy here? But the moment was powerful. It was really cool. It'll go down in history. Check, check, check. Okay, that happened. The best thing you can do now is send the kid to the G League for reals and let him develop. Let him do everything the G League guys do. Let him practice how they practice. Let him travel how they travel. He plays home and road. Let him develop in the G League. He should be nowhere near your active, real team roster.
Yeah.
That's the best thing for the kid. This is just a continuation of a circus show, a sideshow. Like,
yeah.
What do you mean? He's only going to play home games in the G League. Now, Ante, our producer, who played Division I basketball high level, Fresno State, UTEP, right, knows everyone in basketball and said, hey, a lot of my friends are G League guys. They travel solo. They're not on charter jets and none of that nonsense. It's like, hey, you're on Spirit Airlines.
Here's your ticket. It's United. It's the NBA. It's United. It's United.
They wouldn't even make it to the game. You're on
Delta.
Spirit Airlines. You're on your own. And look, here's the thing. I understand not putting Bronny, in coach on insert airline here or whatever, right? He's traveling by himself. I get it. But there's enough resources in that James family. Give him a bodyguard or something. Give him security. Like, I get not wanting him to be out in public by himself because that's how they travel.
Yeah.
But, then give him someone to protect him at least, where he can just go to his terminal, get on the flight, and get the hell out of Dodge. Or fly him charter. Give him preferential treatment because of safety is where I'm going, George.
Yeah.
Either give him a security detail and he flies like the rest of them, the G Leaguers, or then he flies differently than the rest of the G Leaguers because he is Bronny James, which no one on those teams would really have an issue with, I would think. I mean, if you're sitting there like, well, why does he get to fly charter and we're on Spirit? Like, come on. Okay, so I just think this whole thing has been a detriment to the actual development of Bronny. I think that's on the back burner. Everything else is on the front, and that's a problem.
The second he left college, it was a detriment to his actual development.
You're right.
This kid needs to play basketball. So saying he's not playing in road games, again, that's the best way he'll get better, is playing actual basketball. He should have stayed at college, whether it's USC, whether he transferred to Arkansas,
you're right,
whether he would have went to Duquesne, or one of LeBron's childhood friends is now the head coach at. Wherever it was, he should have been playing basketball and playing at a level where he can actually compete and develop and get better. The second he went into the NBA, this is what it became. And now that you're saying he won't play in road games, it's not just the fact of him playing basketball. Mm-hmm. It's this kid learning and developing through adversity. You have to travel, and not the easiest way. It's not the glitz and glam of a charter flight in the NBA. You're going to travel coach. You're going to play in road games. Yes, it'll be an empty arena, but still, it would be a hostile environment. You're learning to play on the road, and you're learning to get ready for your game in some of the toughest circumstances. Because trust me, road games in the G League don't even come close to the treatment you get as a road game in the USC.
That's right.
Look, there's nepotism and there's preferential treatment, and I'm fine with that. But this is too far. It doesn't help Bronny James. It doesn't help the Lakers. It doesn't help the G League team, and this hurts everyone, including LeBron James.
Yeah.
The second this decision was made, there has to be someone in that room that goes, I would not do that. This kid and Bronny Jr. has to be himself at a certain point.
Yeah.
And has to just be treated like a player in the G League that has to work his way up to the NBA. Because what benefit does he get of not being on the road? Where's he going to be those days? Extra workouts? Get him in those extra workouts before he plays in a G League game.
Right.
It's unfair attention that Bronny James isn't asking for, and it's unfair hate that he's going to get, because I doubt Bronny James made this decision. And if he did, whoever's around him, the adults in the room have to advise him, you need to play in these games. And there is a risk reward to everything. The risk on this is the slack and the hate and the pushback that he will get from this. And this is what's happening right now, where the reward is, look, you go to the G League. I know it's not going to be fun. You don't want to go to Sioux Falls. Well, guess what, man? You decided to be on board and say yes to coming into the NBA. This is the best way for you to develop and actually belong in the NBA. The moment he entered the draft, that was a mistake, because the best thing for him would have been stay in college. The moment this decision was made, this is another mistake, and it's gone too far.
Yeah.
It hurts Bronny.
Yeah.
It hurts LeBron a lot. Because it's becoming a circus show, and there has to be counsel, there has to be advisors, there has to be mentors in all of this, talking to LeBron and talking to Bron and go, dude, let the kid be. Because as we even see, his first G League bucket was posted on Instagram, and I'm watching it. Cool, made shot, awesome. Why is this getting posted? It becomes too much. And in the society we live in now, if you're all over everyone's feed, they're going to hate on you. People hate on LeBron for that reason. People hate on Patrick Mahomes for that reason. Taylor Swift, even getting to the point with Kendrick Lamar as well. Every single league, people are hating because they get too much and they're overwhelmed by seeing you everywhere. That's what this is becoming. And it's hurting this kid. I genuinely feel bad for him, and I want the adults making these decisions for him to actually look at what's best for him, not them.
You and I can speak to this from a personal level, certainly not on this level, but you and I have had conversations where both of our fathers, first of all, we were fortunate, just like Bronny is, to have our dads in our lives. Let's get that out there first. But you and I, both of our fathers were prominent figures in the towns we grew up in. And we had that shadow sort of over us, and they were definitely hard on us, both of us. We've had those conversations. But I remember along the way, credit to my dad, who has, it was a family business too, and I'm the only child, so there was a little bit of pressure there. But my dad always said, if you want to take over the family business, good on you, I'll teach you, I'll pass it down, that'll be that. If you want to do something else, I'll support you there too.
Good on
and
you.
I always felt that, and it was genuine.
Yeah.
And it helped me chase this dream, right? There's some of that here where I feel like as a dad, you almost have to take a step back and let the son, let the kid start making his own decisions, because a lot of this stuff that's happening feels like it's like Bronny's going along for the ride. And now, I don't know. He is a young guy. I don't know if there's some personality there that hasn't come out yet. But in interviews, when you kind of watch him, it doesn't seem like he's really in control. It just seems like he's just along for the ride. What do you want me to do? And I don't think that's the right play. I think Bronny should be calling some of these shots. Is this Bronny saying, I don't want to play in road games? I think we got to look at that side of the coin too, and not just put it all on LeBron. He might be saying, I don't want to play in the road games.
And then if LeBron is looking out for his best, he goes, you're playing in those road games.
Yeah, then he's got to do the opposite, be a dad and say, oh no, get your butt on. Yeah, it's such a weird thing.
That's where, you put it the perfect way. Here's this opportunity. It's great. But if you want to do your own thing, I'll fully support it.
That's right.
And that should have been the get-go from when he's getting ready to leave USC.
Yeah.
When he's making all these pre-draft. Hey, go through the process. Get your evaluation. Learn from scouts. Obviously. But just saying, I am connected in the NBA. I can get on the phone with these guys. We'll get you through workouts. I'll talk to these coaches, and they'll tell you what to work on.
That's right.
Instead, it was, no one draft him. We're taking him, and now you're doing this.
Well, thank you for the email, Hogan. And please, email us, the chat at nesson.com. Hit us up on the Boston Has Entered the Chat hotline as well, 617-790-0928.